in order for him to play in the opener? Did he need to play in a preseason game for you?
I felt like it was important. He missed a lot of time, but again, we don't want to rush him. We had a lot of conversation the last couple of days. He's cleared by the surgeon who did the surgery. He feels very comfortable where he's at. Our head trainer feels great with where he's at his strength, and more importantly, the athlete, Max. He feels great. He's like, I have no hesitation. So he checked 3 boxes there. It's like, well, let's sink or swim. Let's go. And I think he's excited to get into a game too. I think it'll help him, where it's not at stake, and he can just feel the speed of the game again, and against a full NHL lineup, I think Pittsburgh, and so it'll be good for him.
Yeah. I mean, you talked about Nyquist in that first game he played, kind of taking a hit and being good. Seeing that, get some confidence out of that. Is that the same thing with Domi tonight? Maybe if he were to test it, I guess.
Yeah, practice is one thing. Like you can really gauge it, and I guess it's a little bit more structured and choreographed, right? In the game, it's a game, so things are happening. There's turnovers, there's transitions, there's different things going on. So I'd imagine he's going to get popped at some point, and in different areas of the ice at different times. So that's the only way to test it at this point. He feels good, strength's good, so get into a game.
He might do the popping too, knowing him.
Well, yeah, he's we know Max.
He plays that way.
Yeah, he's an aggressive guy. He's skating really well. If you watch Max, he looks so explosive right now, and he's just excited and hungry to play. So that's always fun to bring to your lineup.
Larsen, this last preseason game, will we see more from you in terms of line usage rather than just rolling 4 lines and keeping everybody active? Will you treat this more like a regular season game, or is it?
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm not going to get too locked into it. The matchup, the game, the situation may dictate that, but I'd like to see 4 lines. I want to be a 4-line team. I don't want to play a line 6 minutes or 7 minutes. I think over 82 games, that's really hard to sustain. And if you wear guys out, it's such a busy schedule. So in the perfect world here, we're rolling 4 lines now. Again, they ice the puck. We got a situation in the offensive zone, tired group. Yeah, I might throw an offensive line out. We'll see how that goes. But I'd like to see 4 lines rolling tonight.
And as you've gone through camp, sort of thinking about forward-wise who you may keep and who you may not, have you done that in mind with Domi in mind being back or not him being back? And in other words, does his sort of arrival or his looking like he's going to play, does it make it even harder for some of those bubble guys if you had to change your thinking, expecting him to be back?
Yeah, quite honestly, 3 weeks ago, I didn't think we'd be in this position with him. And it wasn't because I didn't think he wasn't putting the work in. It's just, I'm kind of a realist about this goes. But once we got, closer here, the last probably 10 days, and they're talking like, look, he's feeling good, and he got into contact, he's feeling good. So that's, then I had to start looking at it. Probably about 4 or 5 days ago, it's like, all right, this could be a realistic thing. And this was an important game. If we can get him in this game, rather than game 1 being the Arizona start for him, to get him into a feel how he looks. He may go in there and it just doesn't fit right now. He may need some more time, but we'll see. But once Mac's in, I want him in. That was the thing. I want him in this mindset. Once you're ready to play, you're ready to play. Yeah. We'll manage his body, but yeah, it's another real good hockey player. So again, there's guys fighting for spots, and someone has to go out once he's in.
You view him as a winger at the start. Is that just to ease him in, or is that's where you see him?
Yeah, we're going to start him on the wing right now. I talked with Max, reasons why, and I think it's the right decision for him right now. And again, we'll see how this progresses from there.
Is the ongoing competition among defensemen the reason Werenski's not playing tonight?
Yeah, we got decisions to make. Yeah. Zach's going to make our team. Right. He's a really good player. I liked his camp. Yeah, I like you can put that in pen. He's had a really good camp. So. Yeah, Zach is, he came prepared. He's good, and now we can look at some other guys, and he's got enough games and under his belt. He's ready to go. So we'll look at some other guys.
I just didn't know if there was an injury thing. So
he's good.
All right. Hey, Lars, you've used 3 different guys between line A and forward check mostly. One guy you've not tried there was Roslovic, who I think some people may have expected to be the leader in the clubhouse when camp started. Why has he not gotten a shot there? Is that just something you don't think is a fit?
Did you guys watch last year? They played a lot together. Yeah. There was a lot of opportunity, not with Jake, but with Patty and some chemistry there. So there's been a lot of thought into that. That's not a slight on Jack. I think it's, looking for balance between our lines and what he can bring and what someone else can bring to those two offensive guys. Like that's the foresight and what we have to put into play when we're, deploying lines and stuff. So Jack's got his strong skill set. Do you load up three guys that are just massive skill when we can even it out? You'd like a guy that maybe is a little bit more on the defending side in the middle. And again, we'll see. Jack could be there by game 2. It's nothing's. There's a lot of pencil there, let's put it that way, and it's going to be a lot of trial, especially once we start playing the real games.
Go back to the defenseman and that competition, Boquist now gets a chance to, looks like, quarterback that top unit. How eager are you to see him with those other 4?
Yeah, I'll say this: we got 2 good units. It's not. It's you bring a guy like Jake in, you bring Chinnikov in, you got Sillinger in, and what we already had. I think like we got 2 really good units. So is it? Of course you look at Jake and Patty and probably they're the 1A, but we got a really good 1B, and so I think it's an opportunity to just see what Boquist's his strength. He's great with a puck. He's got a real good vision. He's got a good shot. He's slippery. He's dynamic. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he does with that group. But I certainly don't look at him on the second group like he's they're just picking up the scraps. I think that's a group I think is going to do some damage.
You haven't seen much of them though lately.
No, they keep scoring the first group. Yeah. So good problem to have, right? So but we've been working on, if you watch practice, pretty much daily for about 10 days. So you see a lot. You see some chemistry and how it's working, and again, there'll still be some movement within that too.
Yeah, your 1B that you mentioned there, I think it was Sillinger and Chinnikov at the wings on the 1B.
Not today, no, but it has been in the past.
Okay.
Yep.
That was what I was going to ask was,
Sure.
how much does that factor into all the other stuff that you think about with those 2 guys?
It all factors in, right? And now Max is back. Max is a power play guy. He's going to play in the power play tonight on the half wall. I think that's his best spot. So, that means someone has to move around. And and again, it's we're going to see how it feels. This is Max's first game, and so it's going to be coming fast on him. You get one or 2 practices, that's one thing, but then you go into a real game. It's there's a lot to process in there. So we'll see how it plays out tonight.
Can he take faceoffs, Domi?